He'll be back in a week.
Oh,
What?
hey, we're
We're rooting?
Yeah.
Okay, we're rooting.
Yeah, right. Right. Notice the radio silence.
Yeah, now everybody over there is not. Everybody from the prosecutor's office. We have faith. Yeah. All right. Nothing from the defense side. All right. Court calls the cases of the People versus Forbes, Dabney.
Good morning, honorary cooking people.
This is fun and kind of charming.
He's in jail.
Good morning, Your Honor. Hannah Mackey on behalf of Abney.
Dabney, can you state your name, please?
What's going on here? Hello? Hey,
Hello. Okay.
what's going on?
Tell the judge your name.
Oh,
You
Sam.
recognize that as being Mr. Dabney, because I don't know that we're going to
Yes, Your Honor.
get an
Hello,
entire...
where am I? Hello, who?
Okay.
All right,
It's-
I'm seeing a little better today, and I'm hearing just as well, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm impaired, so this is... Who is this I'm with? Hello, can you hear me out there?
Yes, I can hear you, Mr. Dabney. This is Judge Simpson, okay?
Oh, Judge Simpson, okay.
All right. So, Mr. Dabney, here's what I'm going to do. Okay, your attorney has asked for a forensic evaluation. I'm going to sign that order and give you a new date to come back, okay?
What does that mean? It sounds like...
Okay, that means there are going to be some folks that are going to talk to you, and they're just going to tell us how well you are and whether or not this matter can proceed forward.
The upside is he's about the most likable soft sit you're going to run into.
What are you trying to say? Am I stuck here in this jail again?
Well, I don't know what's going to happen with you in that regard, but I'm just telling you what we're doing today, okay?
So I'm not leaving today. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I'm telling you, you're not leaving today, but what will happen is your attorneys will come down and talk to you about that, okay?
I
So,
think that's unusual behaviors of the judge should not be had a right to do that. I don't think some people are holding me against my will. And
Okay.
Who's got it's not unusual running through the head right now?
Okay, well,
it's so-
they
so
they
that
may
way.
they may come back to me and then we'll figure out something, okay? On that. So I'm going to order a competency hearing on a forensic evaluation and
What is that
competency
word you
hearing.
said? I
Hold
can't hear it.
on. Hold
I
on.
hear it.
Hold
Say
on,
it
Mr.
again.
Dabney. I'm going to set that for May 22nd, 2025 at 9.
This is Alyssa's
Okay, and I'll continue, at this time, I'll continue your bond on that case. Now, I've got a new case.
What is a bond?
Hold on a second.
What's the bond stuff all about?
What's the bond?
Yeah, that's kind of stuff I don't know why you guys
Okay,
do
you can
what
talk to
you're
your
doing.
attorney about it, but right
Right.
now, on that case I just did, what do you have it? I don't have a sheet in front.
Where's my attorney?
Hang on, I'm going to answer your question. Let me just find the paper. Pardon?
$10,000 cash.
Okay, your bond is set at 10,000 in that case.
Why? I don't believe
Okay,
that's
well,
right.
here's what you do. You talk to your attorneys about that, and if they want to raise that before me, they can bring a motion to the court, okay?
Well, there's something wrong here.
Okay, so, hold on, Mr. Dabney. Now we got,
You're telling me that you got something against me?
no, I don't have anything against you, Mr. Dabney.
Well, why are you holding me here then?
Well, I'm not going to change the bond until I get something that tells me I should.
Well, what's this bond crap about? I want to know something about it. And my attorneys are...
I think bond crap is my thumbnail. I really like that part.
Not talking to me.
Okay.
Mr.
I
Dabney,
don't
this is
even know I have
Ron
an
Brown.
attorney. I had
Mr.
looked
Dabney,
for
this is
somebody
Ronald Brown. I
who
came
is
to
my
see you.
attorney.
Ronald Brown, appearing on behalf of Mr. Dabney. I came to see you yesterday for about half an hour, 45 minutes.
Where are you now? I don't see nothing but a piece of paper here. Wait a minute.
You asked for my name, and I gave you my name. I can make it a bond
Okay.
argument if you like, Your Honor. He's 70 years
Where
old.
is he? I want to see him on the screen here.
I'm at the podium. I'm right here in an
It's
orange
not
tie.
switching off of me. Can you do a podium view?
Where is he?
Hang on.
I want to see him. I haven't seen him for once. Where? Oh, help me.
Right there.
Who's this?
It's your attorney.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah, you saw me yesterday, and I wrote my name down on a piece of paper, Ronald Brown, remember?
Is that you? I see you now, yeah. But you don't
Yeah, we
look
talked
like the
about
person I
these
saw
things yesterday, correct? And you told me that you have medical conditions, that you have high blood pressure, that you have a heart condition, that you have vision challenges as well as hearing challenges. We talked about these things yesterday. You told me that you were an airplane pilot and that you also that you have a number of patents that you're working on and that you would like
Yeah, he needs to get back to Delta right away.
to continue working on those patents. You told me about your girlfriend. You told me about you taking tea and herbal medications instead of those medications that were prescribed for you. You told me that you had a heart monitor inserted underneath your chest by St. Joe's Hospital within the last several weeks, that heart monitor is irritating you, and you asked me to implore or urge the judge to allow you to get released so that you can get your proper medical attention through your medical, for your medical needs. We didn't talk about these things yesterday?
Yes, we
Hello?
did. So what
Okay.
you're trying to tell me is now you're going to talk later on?
I'm talking to the judge now to give him reasons to think about releasing you. That's what I'm doing right now. I said I would do it.
Thank you. Then continue on. I think we're getting positive. We're getting
So you're happy with my performance?
You're doing good, guy. I like you a lot. Yes.
Thank you.
Let's move on. Now, first,
So
one
I'm-
more thing I want to say to the judge.
Okay, that's just flat charming. You're doing good, guy. How can you not like him? I mean, they can't let him out, but he's likable.
If
Tell
that's
him.
my way I could say something, the way I like to say, that the procedures that are going now against me with all these things is beyond my understanding to be a living soul on the face of the earth subject to the UCC codes of this thing. So I don't like what's going on with this court. And that's why I'm attesting all these things, because I'm a living soul and a national, and you guys have gone beyond the power of the territory of the people of Michigan. And
Okay.
I don't like
Thank you for that. And Mr. Dabney, I'll think about that.
Thank you for that. You don't like what's going on in court because you're in jail. So noted.
Mr. Brown will certainly bring all of those issues before the court. Now, Mr. Dabney, there's another case that I have for you that is charging you with resisting and obstructing a police officer.
I object to that.
Okay. And
No,
I
and
haven't.
there are reasons
hold
why
on.
that is.
Hold
He did
on,
not-
hold on. Mr. Dabney, hold on. You haven't been arraigned on it, but do you want Mr. Brown to represent you on that, the public defender?
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's
this is
what we
public
need to
defender
do.
case.
Is that what
He's
this
not been arraigned.
process-
You wait for him reading, he stands
Is
mute.
that what
Yes,
this
Your Honor.
process all about right now?
Well, that's part of the process.
Okay, then go on. What else is it?
Okay, well, hold on. Mr. Brown will be down to explain all of that to you.
All right. And I have some other questions I want to ask before you go with
So
him.
let me finish this part, okay?
Go ahead.
So on this case, there's also been a request for a forensic evaluation. I will set this matter for, rather than a PCC, we'll just go to a comp hearing. We'll set that for, what was her name?
Mark,
No, who
May
said that?
22nd.
22nd?
Yes.
May
Who said
22nd. I'm going to set a date. Hold on. May 22nd, 2025, 9 a.m. All right.
But who said that though?
Who said
Was
what?
it you, Brown? Was it you, Mr. Brown?
the judge sets the dates.
Oh, the judge said that? It wasn't Brown
Yes.
who said that.
The judge said that. He set the date for you, Mr. Dabney.
Okay. So I'm going to set your bond in this case as just a $1,000 bond, okay? Not the $10,000. Mr. Brown will argue your bond at some point before me, okay?
Something don't sound
come-
right here.
I'll come down to see you and you'll give me additional information so that I can make more arguments why you should get out.
All other standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior or possession of any weapons. I will also no alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any other drug. All right, Mr. Dabney, thank you.
You're not going to answer my questions, Tim? You're not going to answer my question.
I answered all of your questions, sir.
Well, what was my answer to my question that I asked you?
What was your question?
Where's my things that has to do with finishing all these things with monies instead of fiat money systems? Where's my bond? Not my bond.
Okay.
My minor
So
estate.
what you're going to have to do,
I don't remember him asking that question. I'm just saying, for the record, I don't remember that question being previously asked.
I want to talk to my
you're
attorney
gonna-
about my minor estate.
this is what I want you to do. Mr. Dabney, I'll hear you and give you an answer to the question. You talk to your attorney, Mr. Brown, and he'll get all of that information to me.
Okay,
And then
then.
I'll make a decision.
As a judge or as a people?
As the judge, yes, that's what I do.
The judge
Okay.
with
Judge, are you going to decide this as a judge? Yeah, that was my plan.
All right. Thank you, sir. We'll be in touch. Clerk calls the case, People versus Romeo Smith.
Absolutely. People,
Did you want to say anything about that?
Okay. The problem with that clip is he was too nice. So I had to make it get worse. So here's another clip that is Alyssa's fault that I had laying around. Let's do it.
Just defer to Ms. Pimentel.
Right now I'm just so confused with a lot of stuff. So it was however you want to do it, sir.
All right. Give me just a minute.
Okay, For as far as the victims panel, we were doing the Denmark TV, the DV MRT class first. Then we was doing the victims panel. Like that's how me and Ms. Sprague had it set up.
And I understand.
It's
and
not like I'm not trying to go
that
to
might
it.
be, yep, that might be the case. But again, I set bail on the new law violations. I'm actually doing you a favor by also setting a very, very low bail.
I understand
on
that.
tracking reviews. Okay.
I understand it, but what I was just looking at is you saying that I didn't attend the victims panel class yet.
No, what I'm saying is that Ms. Sprague has indicated that we're still looking for a victim
Right.
to do. If you have an understanding on when you're going to do that, I'll leave that.
Yes, we do. Me and her do. We do have an understanding when I'm going to do that.
My point
Me
is
and Sprague, we
that's the
does.
least of my concerns. Okay,
Mhm.
I can PR you on the tracking reviews, but if you're not able to post on the other matters, you're not going to get credit for time served. Do you want me to do that?
So if you PR me on the tracking, I have to pay what 700.
6,000 cash or bond on the other two.
Said 6,000.
Yeah, 5,000 for one and 1,000 for another.
So 10% of that is what 650.
Bonding companies usually are around that if to post a bond with collateral surety.
Right.
But again, that's between you and the bonding company, but that's about right.
I do the other one because that's like all together. All of it is still a lot of money that I don't have.
I understand. That's why we're bringing you back as soon as we can. Okay.
Yeah, we know.
So that means I have to stay in jail till the 6th or bond out.
Correct. That's the idea.
I'm gonna lose my job on
That's
that
the idea
now.
of the bond. Okay.
So how much is my bond? Can you tell me that altogether?
Yep. $6,200.
Altogether is 6,000?
$6,200 is the total amount. The bond itself, or the amount of the bond, would be that. I don't know what, again, you would agree with the bonding company ultimately to pay, but it's around 10%. Yes, you are correct. Okay. And I gave you my reasons why I think it's appropriate in this case. All right.
Are we finished?
We are, sir. Good luck.
Bullshit. Like totally bullshit. All this shit is fucking bullshit. This is crazy.
You created the problem you have, not me.
I object to this whole hearing. Let's go. I'm done.
All right, Mr. Walker, please prepare another order on contempt.
January 16 of this year on US 131 during Gun
I haven't seen this.
Township. This is for improper passing.
Again,
Mr. Hardy,
Alyssa's
you're here
fault.
on this citation to do one of three things. First is
Tell me I
you
should see
could admit responsibility to the citation, or two, admit responsibility, but you'd like to provide some sort of explanation as to how or why this happened. Or three, you wish to contest this citation. In other words, fight the ticket at what we call informal hearing. What were you looking to do?
I mean, really, is anything better?
I'm just wondering if there's any evidence submitted to the court first, I guess.
Well, no, sir, that would be testimony from the trooper that we would take if you had a hearing.
Oh, heard that. Do I have to show up in person for any of those options or?
No, sir, you pick one right now.
Oh, okay. I'd like to contest the ticket.
All right. The first thing I'm going to do is swear you both in. You want to go ahead and raise your right hands?
Yeah.
Mr. Hardy,
challenging it.
you swear or affirm
Okay,
any
in what
testimony you
way?
give here today would be the truth,
In a
the
good
whole
way.
truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
All right, Mr. Hardy, it makes a lot more sense for me to start with the trooper. He has the burden to establish to me why you were issued a citation in the first place. But after that, you'll have an opportunity to either testify on your own behalf or ask questions. With that, trooper, you want to pick up the narrative somewhere where it makes sense, explain the issuing of this citation.
Yes, sir. So on January 16th, approximately around 5:15 p.m., I believe it was 5:15 p.m., 17:15 hours. So right around 5:15 p.m. I was working stationary patrol near 131, just north of 106th Ave. I was facing southbound traffic on 131, at which time I observed both lanes of travel with vehicles in it. And then I observed a dark blue Jeep pass on the shoulder of the roadway. So if you're traveling southbound, there was a vehicle in the left lane and a vehicle in the right lane. I observed a dark blue Jeep pass on the shoulder, the left median side shoulder of the roadway around a vehicle. I observed a male occupant driving that vehicle, at which time I tried to exit the median to then initiate a stop of that vehicle, obviously for the driving issue. As I pulled out, it took me about a few seconds to get out due to normal congestion of traffic. I observed that same blue Jeep exit the off-ramp of 106th, at which time I was now southbound 131, initiated my lights and hit that same exit off-ramp to try to get a stop of that vehicle. At that time, I observed that same vehicle then disregard the stop sign of the 106th off-ramp and continue to head west now on that would be 106th Ave. As I was getting caught up to that vehicle, I took a right there and I was unable to see where that vehicle had gone. That time I discontinued my lights and began to BOL the area. Approximately 4 minutes later, I observed that vehicle pull out of the roadway. I'd have to look at the citation refresh. I believe it's 11th Street, I think right there, 12th Street. I observed the same vehicle driven by the male occupant leaving that road street. I pulled up next to that vehicle, let him know I was initiating a stop, initiated my lights, and made contact with the driver, identified as I guess the defendant right now, Brian Hardy. That time I let him know that the reason for the stop was that he passed on the shoulder of the roadway and for disregarding that stop sign. I am familiar with the driver as I've pulled him over before on 131. That time we had a conversation. He would not admit to being the individual that passed, but stated specifically, somebody brake checked me and I had to do what I had to do. There's additional statements in my body camera, obviously, that I reviewed, him alluding to the fact, but never wanting to admit that it was him. I positively identified him as the driver I saw pass me and the same vehicle that passed me on the left. Mr. Hardy had let me know that he was going through some financial troubles. So I decided to use my discretion and not issue him a citation for careless driving nor disregard of a stop sign, and just gave him the citation of improper passing, as he did pass a same direction vehicle on the shoulder of the roadway, not in the roadway.
Okay. Mr. Hardy, what is it you'd like to tell me?
I had an incident on the highway where like I was going behind somebody and they drastically reduced their speed in front of me, and I was working on getting my vehicle fixed at the time. It was something weird. One of my sensors went out and one of my tires, and if one sensor goes out, apparently they're all attached to like reading your speed and everything in your vehicle, and if that doesn't work, like 3 different things go out in your vehicle. So those 3 things are your ABS brakes, your 4-wheel drive, and what was the other thing that was not working on?
Sir, I don't know what it is you're talking about. Would you like to testify as to whether or not you passed someone on the shoulder this day and time?
I mean, I asked earlier if you had any visual evidence of like my plate or anything, and
Yes, sir. There's more than sufficient evidence put into the record by the trooper at this point. But I got to give you an opportunity to tell me why I shouldn't find you responsible for this.
I was in an emergency situation and I felt I needed to do what needed to be done. The person in front of me must have seen the officer coming from the other way and decided to stomp on his brake very hard. I didn't see the officer. I just saw a car coming straight at me. I'm going 75 miles an hour.
Okay.
74
Mr. Hardy,
miles an hour,
there is
sorry.
no circumstances where you're allowed to pass on the shoulder. The appropriate thing would have been to do to apply your brakes or get into the other lane of travel, but you can never pass on the shoulder.
Sir, with the traffic situation, I couldn't have. There's somebody directly behind me, and the weather made the roads bad.
Then you have a responsibility to be in control of your vehicle at all times, that even if someone brake checks you, you're able to control your vehicle without hitting it or without doing something that's a moving violation.
I'm also physically disabled with my legs. I did what I felt like I had to. I literally almost lost my legs 10 years ago.
I understand that, but I would find you responsible on this citation. Like I said, or actually like the trooper said, you're lucky you didn't get written for worse. All right, because it seems like between you and me and the trooper, you were obviously trying to evade getting pulled over.
No, I did not hear. I didn't hear
Mr. Hardy. By the time you have 2 separate moving violations, that's at least careless, if not the crime of reckless driving. So be careful out there.
Which is
now,
number 1.
Because you had a contested hearing, you do have a right to say, I don't agree with what just happened there. I want to go to formal hearing. To do that, you must do 2 things. One is you must ask for that within 7 days of today's date. And 2, you must come in and post a cash bond in the same amount as the fine to guarantee your appearance at formal hearing. You understand your rights on appeal?
No, I have a couple questions on it, please.
Go ahead.
Oh, good Lord.
I'm sorry. I'm very confused because the officer said I'd have to pay for the ticket, but you're talking about appeal fine.
Okay.
Or something?
So listen to me. I just found you responsible on this citation. So you owe the fines and costs to the court. But if you don't agree with me, you have a right to say, oh, I want to go to formal hearing. I don't think I should have been found responsible. But to do that, to contest this further, you must ask for that within 7 days of today's date,
And
and
then
you
pay
must come
fines
in
and
and
costs.
post the $110 as a cash bond in order to guarantee your appearance at formal hearing. Does that clear it up?
May I ask a couple more questions just to make sure I know what's going on? I have mental health
Yes.
issues and I'm just, so do I have to, so I have to pay court fines and the ticket? Is that what we're getting at then in the long run?
Court fines, that's the same thing. The $110 is the fines and costs on this ticket. Right now, you owe that because I just found you responsible. But if you don't like my ruling, you can contest my ruling and appeal it further. But you still have to come in and pay the $110 as a bond to guarantee that you'd show up to your formal hearing.
I would rather, I mean, I'm probably gonna get the same ruling anyways, correct? So it's just like, I'll just take it as it is, I suppose. But like, we were talking about earlier, I am struggling financially. I'd like to set up a payment plan with the courts.
They don't do payment plans on citations, but you can call the clerk's office and find out how much time they give you to pay that.
Heard that, thank you.
I'm gonna go ahead and release parties. Thank you.
Yep.
Remember, you look marvelous.
All right, there you have it. We had a charming soft sit, and then I had some other clips I thought I might as well just do because the soft sits are coming so fast and furious. There's no other time I'm going to be able to get them in. It's good stuff. Thank y'all for coming out. Sorry I didn't have much warning, but that was fun and it had to go. I will see you all soon.